everyone. I'm Melissa here, and welcome to your Melissa Moment. Hello, everyone. Melissa here. Welcome to your Melissa Moment, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. You guys, the sun is coming out. The temperature is rising. Spring is here. And what that means is the hotter it gets, the more we need to think about sunscreen. Now, I'm in my 40s. I know. I said it. I never cared about sunscreen. Whatever, right? Sunscreen. Because I am one of those unicorns that I don't tan ever. I can burn, but typically I don't. I just stay this really nice shade of pasty white all the time. It doesn't matter. And it never really was something that I thought about until I had, of course, a child, and of course, apply sunscreen, all that. My husband is very much into sunscreen because he burns at just a slight exposure to sun, and he is burnt to a crisp. So when I got married, had children, it's kind of like, okay, sunscreen, important, right? Now, I never really paid attention to sunscreen. I was just, all I knew was the higher the SPF, the more protection you have from the ultraviolet rays, right? Again, not a doctor, don't know anything about this, just based on my research and stuff, this is me. So don't take anything I say to heart. Please do your own research, talk to your own medical professionals when it comes to sunscreen or anything of that nature, okay? But that's all I knew. Higher SPF, more protection, great. So when it came to my husband and my daughter, I made sure to get at least an SPF 50, the higher the better. And that's all I knew. So I would just buy sunscreen wherever. And sunscreen's also expensive, right? So I'm like, oh, if I can get like a big jumbo 3-pack from Costco for $25, that's the way to go. And typically that's what we've done in the past. Like I probably have 8 cans right now of spray suntan lotion or, lotion from Costco around that we use because we're outside all the time in the summer. And I never thought anything about it. Never did. I'd always look, oh, well, the price, right? Price, and as long as it's SPF 50, good enough. I was wrong. I was so wrong. Now, my husband, he's a little bit older than me. Okay, I like to make jokes, right? I like to make jokes. He's not that much older than me, but he's still older than me. Give me a second. I need to hydrate. Have you guys been hydrating today? Make sure you get a glass of water. Okay, this looks deceiving. This is water. I know it looks deceiving. I added in a flavor packet. 0 sugar, 0 everything flavor packet. But this is water. Hydration's important, okay? It's good for your skin as well. So my husband's a little older than me. And I noticed a while ago, up here, he had a little brown spot. Right up here on his temple. And I kind of saw it one day, and it's one of those things where you, even on your own body, you see a spot or a mole, and you're like, was that always there? If it was, does it look different? Right? You don't think of these things. And I didn't really say anything. And I kept noticing it. And it looked like it was changing. So I asked him one day, because it did remind me of what I've always heard them called is liver spots. My grandma had them on her hands, just these dark things, right? My father-in-law has them, right? Because the older you get, this is just something that happens. And I'm like, well, we are getting older. Maybe this is just part of aging gracefully. I don't know. But I asked him, and he goes, yeah, you know what? I noticed that too. I'm like, okay, well, we both noticed it, which means it probably wasn't always there. You should probably get that checked out. So he made an appointment with his doctor, our doctor, and he went and the doctor looked at it and he's like, yeah, I don't know. I think we should take a biopsy. I think we should send that in. And then I think we should, give you a referral to a plastic surgeon to get it removed. It's like, okay. Seems like the right thing to do to me, right? So he was waiting on this plastic surgeon. Everything's fine, right? Waiting on this plastic surgeon. And then I can't remember. The appointment came up, but then my husband couldn't do it because he was out of town or busy. So they canceled, rescheduled. Something else happened. Canceled, rescheduled. This went on. And eventually something happened with the plastic surgeon. And for some reason they weren't doing it anymore, or I don't know, they went on a sabbatical. I don't know what happened. So now he has to be referred to another plastic surgeon. So finally he went, talked to this guy, whatever. And it didn't come back good, you guys. It didn't come back good. This doctor told my husband that his skin, his genetic disposition, I mean, we've always known he has trouble with the sun and the heat. He gets heat stroke at the drop of a hat. He burns at the drop of a hat. We have to be very careful. He has to stay hydrated, hat, sunscreen, reapplied all the time when we're outside. And this doctor said, you have got skin and genetically, you are at a much greater risk of skin cancer. Like a lot. Like you should be checking your body monthly for spots, what I call beauty marks, and actually take pictures of your body every month. And every month, if there's any change, you need to come see me or your doctor, like right away. And we were kind of both like, oh, like, okay, this doesn't sound good. He also said that the only sunscreen my husband should be using is a mineral-based sunscreen, where the only ingredient is either zinc or, what's the other one? I know what it is. Zinc or, we're going to get to this in a second, titanium dioxide. That's it. Mineral sunscreen, zinc, titanium dioxide. That is it. If there is any other ingredient in it, do not buy it. He said, this is what you need. So obviously, I was like, oh my God, I've just got Costco sunscreen. That's not going to do it, right? So my husband's okay. Everything's okay. But now we know this information. I wish we would have known this information 20 years ago, right? I'm hoping we haven't done any damage. The good news is, because he does so horribly in the heat, we do really try to be careful when he's outside. So hopefully we've minimized any kind of issue. But that also is like, well, what about that genetic component? We have a daughter. She loves being outside. Does she also have this higher chance of getting skin cancer? So immediately I'm like, well, now I need to get specific sunscreen for my husband and for my daughter, because we want to make sure we keep them as safe as possible, right? I scoured. I researched, I scoured for sunscreen. Now, my husband, and I mean, everyone should, especially women and stuff, it's easy. A lot of makeup has SPF, whatever in it now. But I told my husband, you know, no matter what, when you leave the house like when you wake up in the morning and you wash your face, you should be putting sunscreen on your face because you're outside, even just going out to the car, to work, like you should be based on what we know about you and your skin. So I went online. I found on Amazon these. These are Think Sport. Okay, Think Sport. That is the brand. This one is specifically for your face, and this one is specifically for your body. Okay, these are a lotion, a cream. I'm not a fan of that. I prefer the spray because number one, lotions and creams, they don't rub in well, right? You put them on and you're white forever. Do you ever remember if you ever saw movies in like the 80s and there would be scenes where they're on the beach or on the boat and someone would have like literally a strip of like white or neon yellow like down their nose and it was zinc. Okay? That's what this is. This is zinc. And apparently we always thought it was funny watching that in movies, but apparently it was important to use zinc mineral-based suntan lotion. Who would have knew? Let me bring this up because these were the best ones I could find. Now, I'm not saying there aren't other ones out there. There probably are. Now, these are not cheap. That's another reason I don't like lotion is like, look at this tube. This is, how big is this? 177 milliliters. The amount of times my husband needs to reapply sunscreen on his body, this isn't going to last long at all because we're outside all the time. All the time, you guys. So this is going to be very expensive, but better than cancer, right? So that's what we're going to do. So this one, this is the one for your body. This one was $30. $30.50. I know, right? I know. I'm going to say this might last him a week. Maybe. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. So it's not cheap. However, it does say right on it, the only ingredient in this is zinc oxide. That's it. Okay. It is an SPF of 50. It is water resistant up to 80 minutes. It is a broad spectrum SPF 50. So it is good for UVA and UVB. It is BPA free. Okay. So it looks like a good one. I don't know. So yeah. Now this one is specifically for adults. Okay, and then I got him the same brand, everything, but this is specifically for his face. I don't know what the difference is, but this one was specific for face. This one is sweat and water resistant, again, up to 80 minutes. It also says on here it's reef friendly, so it respects the environment, which some people, that matters. Again, this is just zinc in here. Free of harmful chemicals. It's dermatologist recommended. This one is only 59 milliliters. It is much smaller. And the price of the face one is this the one or is this the wrong one? The face one is 20 bucks. Okay, so 30 and 20, 50 bucks, these two, 50 bucks. Okay, definitely not cheap. Okay, definitely not, but better than the alternative. So that's what we're going with. There were other brands. These ones had the active ingredient as the zinc, the highest amount as the zinc. So we know, talking to the doctor for my husband, this is what's important. Now, like I said, my daughter, could she have the same kind of genetic disposition? Absolutely. Do we know? Not 100% for sure, but let's be safe, right? Same brands, except think kids, okay? Thank God this is a spray, okay? Because there's no way I would be able to rub a mineral-based lotion into my child's skin because she just wants to get in that water. Like, you're lucky I can spray her with anything before she gets in. So they did have it in a spray. I could not find a spray, however, in the adult version. Now, is there a difference between the kids and adult version? I don't know. They both say SPF 50. Okay. I'm going to think that the lotion's probably a bit better at protecting your skin, but again, I don't know. So the children's one, it's an all sheer mineral sunscreen spray, SPF 50, water resistant up to 80 minutes, reef friendly, good for the environment. Again, broad spectrum, dermatologist tested, safe for sensitive skin, no fuss application, air powered spray. 177 milliliters. So the exact same size as the lotion. This one, the price was $30. About the same price. Okay, difference is a spray versus a lotion. Now let's see what else it says. The kids one also says it is enriched with soothing aloe and nourishing vitamin E and banana fruit extract. Our safe mineral sunscreen spray SPF 50 for kids rubs in with little to no whitening. Okay, it is vegan. This one has titanium dioxide and zinc. This is only zinc. This has both. Okay, but there are no other ingredients listed as an active ingredient. It's okay to have non-active ingredients in it, the doctor said, but not active. Active ingredients, only zinc or only titanium dioxide or only a combination of those two. That's what the doctor said. So, I mean, the kids one has 3.4% titanium, 15.7% zinc. The adult one has 20% zinc. So it is stronger. So that is probably what we're going to have to do. So I don't know. Are we going to notice a big difference? I don't know. The expiry date on the spray one is 2027. So, I mean, we got 3 years, but this isn't going to last us a summer. I'm probably going to need another 1 or 2 of these for my daughter this summer because, like I said, we're in the backyard all the time. But I wanted to share this with you guys because I had no clue. I had no clue about sunscreen and there being a difference between a mineral sunscreen and just random sunscreens. I mean, you go and look at sunscreen, there's a whole wall, right? All different brands, all different SPFs. You've got sprays, you've got lotions, you've got oils, there's so many. It's so overwhelming. I always just looked at price and SPF. I had no clue that there was anything else I should have been taking into consideration. And I also didn't know that my husband and probably daughter have a much higher risk of exposure to the sun compared to the general population. But I'm glad we found that out. I'm glad we can take precautions, especially for our daughter moving forward, and get all of this taken care of. So this is a reminder, and just to give you the information in case you didn't know, because I didn't, not all sunscreen is equal. And sometimes talking to your doctor and getting a little more information, doing your own research is really important, especially if you're someone that loves the sun. Or if you're someone that loves the sun and the sun doesn't love you, right? Let's face it. But yeah, so this is what we're going to try this summer. I hope it works well. I hope everything's good. I hope it does its job. I mean, unfortunately, with things like sunscreen, you use it, you think it's doing its job, but we really don't know until one day the doctor tells you you've got a horrible disease, right? That, well, again, where did we get it? No one knows. Like, it's one of those unknown things. But we're going to take our precautions. We're going to do our best to make sure everyone stays happy and healthy. And yeah, if you're someone who doesn't use sunscreen at all, you might want to reconsider that. And honestly, I think any kind of sunscreen is probably better than nothing. However, with the information I know now, it might be worth it to maybe get a mineral-based zinc or titanium dioxide sunscreen. So that is it for your Wellness Wednesday. Start thinking about summertime. It's fun, it's exciting, but you also need to consider your health and the health of your loved ones. And sometimes just knowing a little more information is going to help you with that. So hopefully this helps you guys when you're choosing your sunscreens. Like I said, there's so many out there. We all have our favorites, right? Or just whatever works for us. Any sunscreen is better than none, but just a few things to ponder. Thanks so much for watching today. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.